We were sitting in his room one night, just the two of us, and he was being reflective, and he didn't want this little half-inch square tumor on the head of his pancreas to redefine who he is in his life, and then proceeded to go about life as if there was nothing else going on.
So Silver's story is actually quite remarkable when you think about somebody with pancreatic cancer. He was initially diagnosed many years before I met him, and that was in 2016, and he did well, but unfortunately, as often happens with cancer, cancer gets smarter than the drugs we throw at it, and it mutates and it finds ways to bypass or get around these chemotherapies. So when I met him in the fall of 2022, he had now tried all of the standard treatments and was really looking for something a little bit out of the box and novel.
That kind of interested me. I was like, wow, something different here.
When you get to the end of the lines of treatment in terms of stopping the cancer, if it's no longer stopping the cancer, you either stop treatment or maybe there's a clinical trial. And that's how we met Dr. Shroff.
So we had a clinical trial that we had designed and written here at the University of Arizona that we offered him in the fall of 2022. And it was a combination of a pill, a targeted therapy, with an IV drug and an immunotherapy.
On a daily basis, it's one pill, and it's tiny. And if you're not careful, you'll lose it.
Then every 3 weeks he goes in for an infusion, a 30-minute infusion, 0 side effects from either one.
We really think that there has been not only a dramatic radiographic response, which is really important, of course, but throughout the course, he has felt well, which is such an important component of the treatment.
I like to do numerous things in my spare time, such as chopping wood. The family, they became the focus. I wasn't mournful or morose or anything. I just said, things happen.
This is what we call an investigator-initiated trial, and the idea was how can we make immunotherapy effective in pancreas cancer? Because the immune cells that get activated and hunt and find and kill cancer cells, they're not able to get to pancreas cancer tumors because they're surrounded by certain types of cells that are naturally occurring in the immune microenvironment of pancreas cancer. And those cells are protecting the tumor and preventing the T cells from getting activated and infiltrating and killing tumors. And so when you combined this targeted therapy called cabozantinib with an immunotherapy, the cabozantinib somehow works to basically make that protective barrier disappear. And then you hit it with the immunotherapy that activates the immune cells, and then those immune cells come in and kill the cancer. So he started on that in October of 2022, and here we are, just under 2 years later, and he continues on that trial and continues to do well.
I feel my role is what it's always been, is that I like to help other people. So
Banner and the University of Arizona recognize that cancer is a growing problem, and the only way that we can actually have an impact in our community and in our catchment area and in the state of Arizona is by running clinical trials. To me, the definition of clinical trials is how can we make patients live longer and better.